I just want to show this to you. I'm not going to show you the friendly games that we've got booked for the national team, but I did want to show you some of the players we called up. I will probably be wearing a different shirt the next time you see me, would be my guess. I don't know if my lighting is kind of off. As soon as I reach the amount of money I need for my wife to get her work credits for this year, I'm gonna invest in some lights because I'm using some. It's jerry rigged here right now. But let's roll the intro and then I'll show you these guys and then I'm gonna keep going forward. I'm not as angry as I was the last time you saw me. All right, my friends, welcome back in. By my calculations, which are probably wrong, this is episode 191. We are 9 episodes away from 200, which is unbelievable. Thank you. If you've watched all those episodes, there's like 300 or 400 of you like consistently watching. I want to hear from you in the comments. I think we did this recently, but time is a blur. And I just want to say thanks. We got some new patrons. We're doing great. If you're interested, there is a link in the description below where you can get Football Manager 2020 at a significant discount, and I get a little itty tiny cut of it. There are some countries that doesn't work in. Essentially, you will find that out as part of your checkout process. There is a US link and a Europe/rest of world license link for you to check out. So thanks for your support. I think I've had 11 people buy, which is more than I thought. I'm about 4 or 5 sales away from getting a payout, right? Because you have to have certain number of conversions before they'll actually bother sending you money via PayPal. So check that out. Without further ado, my friends, we have called up. He's dropped off, which I think he's still pretty good, but we're trying to get some consistency out of Joe Dixon. We've called up Chris Hanlon, who is capped at the under 19 level, and is I can't remember if he turned down Northern Ireland. He's not declared for us, but he's playing in Northern Ireland, and he's got some decent potential, and I'm tired of losing players. This doesn't, I know, before, yeah, it's not going to cap time, but maybe the fact that we've given him a little bit of love, we just have a long time before, what is it? Okay, 2028. Let's look at, before June, okay? So, trying to show some love to some guys to see if they'll hang on for us. Devlin, Martin O'Neill, because the other thing is we are trying to build up some consistency in the squad. We've called up Derek Conway. We're not at risk of losing him anywhere. At least I don't think we are. Nah, he's from the Greystones. But Steven Seddon's kind of fallen off and not playing. And Derek Conway's 20. He's got good potential. If you look at the national team, he's got 3 or 4 star. Hey, let's bring him in. Nathan Meredith, I'm never dropping again. Ever. 10 caps, 8 goals. Nathan Meredith is a legend of the national team part of the save. Troy Parrott is still in. Who else did we call up? Danny L'Anson. Is he French? Danny doesn't indicate French. He's L'Anson? L'Anson? I don't know. I'm sorry if I'm offending somebody who has that last name. I just think it's kind of interesting. He does have, as we just noted there, some English nationality. So again, we don't really have anybody that can play DM. He also can play in a bind, right wing, or center back. So he's a 5'10" center back, but he's a versatile player, and I kind of like him. And he's making $18,000 a week for Ipswich Town, so we called him in. Again, hey, Danny, if you do really well, we may actually maybe one day cap you. And then the other one is Rob Dennehy, not Dehenny. Dennehy is what I'm going with. 18 years old, Limerick lad. He has no other nationalities, but he's got good potential, and we are kind of starting to go like, who's the next generation of strikers? And he's got 2 caps and a goal at the under 21 level. Legend. He's got 6 starts and 3 goals and assists in the Premier League on a 7.37. He's playing well. Fairly professional, promising striker. I think it makes sense to bring him in, give him a little bit of love. He may not I mean, he's not going to start, but, give him a little bit of love at the end of a game. Start building that relationship. I don't know if that's how it works inside the game to break the fourth wall, but that's what I would like to think is how it works. So he's like, oh yeah, he gave me my first cab. Okay, how you doing? Kind of doing that thing. From a Cabinteely standpoint, it looks worse than it is because we've got 3 games in hand over first place and 2 games in hand over second place. We have lost a game to UCD, but because of course, if we were going to lose a game, it'd be to UCD. Of course. It's not been the best start to the season. I'm like, has complacency kicked in? Like, do I need to leave and just be the national team manager to kind of wrap up the series? We beat Bray. We lost 3-0 to Sparta Praha. We beat Dundalk 5-0. Obviously, we know what happened with Porto. We lost to Cork City in the President's Cup 2-0. Ugly. We beat Waterford. We beat Home Farm. Hey, Home Farm. We lost to UCD. So our second league game, we were 1-0-1 at that point. Then Dundalk. Then we smashed St. Pat's because we were angry, and Limerick. So we've not really had that consistency that you like to see, right? Like, look at this. I mean, we didn't lose on the first whole screen here. We didn't lose a game until May. And then August. Last season. Previous season, well, I mean, that was Chelsea, right? But, like, I guess we did lose a little bit early in 2030. But it's just been like, guys. Cass is quite good. He's quite good, lads. He's got 7 goals. Yeah. Yep, sure does. 7 goals. I mean, okay, to be fair, 4 of them are in the Iron Brew Cup. In 1 game. Thomas Maloney's on a 7-9-3, lads. Ooh. He's not played a single league game, though. But it's, so I'm gonna go forward. It's probably honestly, because here's where my head's at with the series, right? Like, we're getting towards crunch time with October coming and the beta, and so as much as I'd love to show you some youth players or whatever in some of these minor cups or the Iron Brew Cup final, they don't really matter. In the grand scheme of things, we need to get to continental competition and get going. And then, obviously, from the Irish standpoint, we've got the Euros. I don't know if we're going to have time after that to do. Like, we're not going to make it, I think, to 2034 to do the World Cup. I could be wrong, but that's kind of where my head's at. So I'm going to go play some games. And then we may not even show you a game today because it's almost 8 minutes into the episode. I may just do an update. Here's where we're at. We'll see. Or maybe I'll play like the first leg of whatever Champions League qualification spot we are in and then show you the second leg. Maybe. Let's find out in whenever that is. I'll be right back. And sometimes you just hate things. So Nathan Meredith in our loss to the Czech Republic 2-1 after they played an entire half of the man down. Yeah. Goes out with a pulled calf muscle for 4 weeks. Perfect. I just want to show you the rest of this. This is, I'm super happy about this. This is all, okay, these 2 games ignore. Everything above this is what just happened. Lawless, who's on loan, gets 61 minutes and a goal against Iceland for the under-19s. Mick Burdett, my friends. England, under-20s, 3-0, 7.0. Derek Redmond, not with us. 6.8 and 24 minutes for Iceland, against Iceland. Jason McCabe, 6.6 over 74 minutes, but we beat Portugal under-19s. Thomas Maloney, under-21 squad, even though he's part of our senior team, 7.5 on 72 minutes. Richie Carr, our under-19 backup goalkeeper, 7.2 over 66 minutes. Stephen Moore, Jason Tobin, Nathan Horgan, who just appeared on the under-19s, is playing for the under-21s, 83 minutes on a 7.7. Okay, lads. Ross Moffat, our Scottish lad, playing for the senior team for Scotland, 2-2 with Croatia on a 0 minutes. I didn't notice that part. Neil McClellan gets 10 minutes and a loss to Albania. Fresnel goes a full 90 in a win over Madagascar on a 7.3, and then our team played garbage. So all their ratings are poor, except Sweeney, who came on for 45 minutes and scored a goal and did well. I just want to ask you if this looks like the cross of a guy with 4 or 5 crossing. I just want your opinion. I just want your opinion. Sam Smith, the young lad, got called up because of the injury to Nathan Meredith. Erich, playing wingback. Look at this. Oh, the vision, the touch. Oh, it's perfect. Really? 4? Yeah? Yeah? Oh, is offside? No. He's onside by a mile. Thank you very much. Oy vey, my friends. It's the champions. European Championship group stage. The Euros. I'm a little frustrated with Cabo, so that's why my verbiage is Wales is a first seed. Interesting. All right, here we go. We're third seed. We've played Turkey, and we don't want to play France. No thanks. I'd take Wales and Spain. What are the odds right now? If you pause the video, what are the odds that we land in Group C with Scotland and England? Huh? We don't want Germany. Germany's broken in Football Manager. They're currently number 1. They've always been number 1. Nothing's. I'll take Group B or Group F. Holland and Italy, Wales and Spain, please. Oh, we didn't land Group C. Oh, Group D. Portugal and Belgium. Okay. All right. So Greece is going to be Group F here. Right. So we should be able to beat Bosnia and Herzegovina. But let me. So we lost another game, and that's what I'm frustrated about. We lost another game because Sweeney, Sean, however you say it in your part of Ireland, I'd had a promise that I was going to start him in more games, and he was yellow, right? He wasn't green happy, he wasn't red super mad, he was yellow. Thought he should be starting more games, and so I started him. 3rd minute gets sent off. Now, granted, it was overturned by the FA. But a straight red in the 3rd minute, I was like, come on. I guess he gets a little bit more grace because of that. And his wasn't even the worst. It was like 3 players came together and like his foot, and like I guess maybe the referee thought he had studs up or something based on the animation. But it was like, really? And then they overturned it. Ross Moffat, with us already having a man sent off, just under no pressure whatsoever. Like, it was an hour and a half. They had the ball, but like wasn't much beyond the circle. And like the guy's back is to him and he's doing this, and he just straight up 2-footed lunged and got straight sent off. And that was a 2-week fine, and he was good with it because he was like, yeah, it was pretty dumb. That was pretty dumb. But we lost another game. We beat Inverness 1-0 despite playing 40 minutes with an extra man. That was ugly. And then we smashed Shamrock at home, 62-50, packing it out, my friends, 5-0. Cass with a hat trick. His determination has dropped to 16, and he's no longer considered a wonder kid. He's just a fairly determined striker, which is a tad bit of frustration, but maybe it's because he turned 20. I don't know. But he's still quite good, my friends. He's got, with the hat trick, right? He's got 6 total appearances with 4 goals, but 4 of those being substitute appearances, probably in the, I guess we could look at the number of minutes. Well, that. He's got 586 minutes. No, he's actually had some. I mean, that's across all competitions, though. I'm not going to look at the minutes for the league, whatever. He's got 2 starts in the cup, so that's going to influence. That's 180 minutes, most likely, or something like that. Anyway, it's been a thing. It's been a thing. We also, with Ireland, drew with Wales as part of a friendly, which was gutting. 85th minute equalizer. But I look at it like we had some guys that could only go 45 minutes. We brought up Sam Smith, who played a 6.3. Way to go, Sammy. It was definitely more of a rotation aspect, and it's canceled our friendlies here that we had set up, but I don't know who we're playing. I no, we do know who we're playing. Let's is it gonna put? I hate that like it does the draw and doesn't immediately put it on the calendar. That's a beef that I've got to my friends. So we start with Portugal, who are third in the world, Belgium, eighth in the world, and then finish up the group when it's probably too late with Bosnia. So we have to get a draw at a bare minimum of one of those games, right? Like, I'm sure the math is different than that, but we can't lose both games because in this game it doesn't matter, is my take on things. Oh no. I'm not sure how much of it's going to be caught in the replay. We will go back and watch. I think this might be one of the best goals we have ever scored. It's Manchester City-esque. I could be overselling it. Probably am, but let's go watch. Matthew McElroy scoring his 5th of the season against Derry City. It just happened. This is part of our Derry City doubleheader, the away and then the home leg. Yeah, because scheduling. All right, so it starts with, I don't know if that's back far enough. We'll have to see. Devlin playing it back to Jason Byrne. Okay, plays it back to Devlin. Plays it to Frame. First touch to Amir. Plays in McClellan. I mean, that was so good. I think that was good. One touch passing for the most part, or like a control and then a pass, and then gets it to the left back who like is overlapping, comes in and crosses it, and it's a tap in. Like, I think Pep would be happy. What do you think?
How do you like it now, Derry City manager whose name I can't remember? How do you like it now? You gonna talk about Troy Parrott? Huh? 9-2 over. In 3 days. 4 days.
It's the Nations League B draw. Let's do that. Sure. I'm just gonna draw it. Okay. I feel like we've been here before. Croatia and Norway. Maybe I'm misremembering. I mean, it could have been... I mean, that's kind of okay, I guess. Croatia is what, like 15th? No, 24th. They're right below us. Or above us. They're better ranked than us, is the word I'm looking for. And Norway's 43rd. That's fair. Pay attention. All right, my friends. That's some exciting news. Maybe you had to go back and pause. I don't know. Here's what we're going to do with this episode. We've had our Nations League draw. We've had our Euro draw. We play Portugal first, and I kind of feel like that's an important game. Right, next episode is going to be Portugal and Belgium. But I didn't want to just leave you hanging here without any updates. So let me kind of give you what has happened essentially since the last game you saw, which was like forever ago. Fresnel won the Belgian Ebony Boot, which I haven't had time to look up what that is, but he had 10 goals and 5 assists and 34 appearances on a 7-1-8. So maybe it's like the Golden Boot, but not as nice. Nathan Horgan, my friends, has had weeks straight of 10.0 training. Weeks, like literally like months now at this point. Every time it shows me a training report, 10.0, 10.0, 10.0, 10.0. 16 years old on a youngster contract. Yes. In the Champions League and Europa League, first off, Real Madrid beat Arsenal in the Europa League final. Not what you were thinking there. And Atletico Madrid beat Napoli for the Champions League, which I thought was interesting. We got $612,000 in Europa League television money, which was a nice little bump, and $2.07 million in coefficient ranking pool money. Again, another nice bump. We had to give Frame... I mean, he just signed for us in January at $10,000 a week, and we gave him a $5,000 a week raise because his... I can't remember. Let's go take a look at... We got some transfer news, I guess. Is this little miniature transfer window section here. We bought him for $1.9 million, and I was like, man, if we his agent wanted like a 5 million minimum release clause, and I was like, I mean, if we paid 1.9 million and sell him for 5 million, then like that's a freaking deal, right? Like we're doing good business there. But his value has risen to 4.9 million because he has been unbelievably good as a 21-year-old. 9 goals, 4 assists, and 13 starts and a sub, with 4 from the penalty spot. 3 players of the match, a 7.5, my friends. He has been really good. And so I was like, we got to get rid of that release clause because somebody's going to snatch him up for his value. And they wanted like him to go from like 10 grand to like 13 and a half or 13,750 with a 6 million release clause. And I was like, nah. We're getting rid of the release clause. Good sir. And we gave him a huge loyalty bonus and like a goal. Like, it's just absurd. He's now on a key player contract, but I wanted to keep him, and so he's at 15 grand a week, my friends. But we got rid of the release clause, so if somebody comes in, they're gonna have to pay like 20 million for him, and that'd be fine. Because I'm sure that's what our board would do. They'd be like, yeah, 10 million, sure, and then I'd have to protest. We did sign. He's not shown up yet, lads. We did sign Steven Seddon, which is the thing I skipped past real quick just so you wouldn't see it, unless you were paying super attention. And because of that, we're selling Gary Gleason. He's not played very well this season. He's on a 6.62 with only 5 starts. He's on a 6.65 in the EA Sports Cup, which hasn't been the highest level of competition, you could argue. He's kind of just, he's not going to get any better, and I like him, but he's a fairly inconsistent performer. He enjoys a big match, but it's like he's inconsistent. Conway's rated above him. Frame is obviously rated above him, and we signed Steven Seddon because, and we will talk about that. And I was just like, I think it's just kind of time, and so we are selling him, at least in theory. I guess we've agreed, and he's in contract discussions with FC Lorient, and it's like 2.3 plus 475. And he's never going to get these because he's not going to get 10 more international appearances with us unless we play him in the Nations League, which we might just to get the 300 grand. I don't know. And I don't think he's going to get 50 league appearances. So really it's like a 2.8, 2.75, essentially his value, which I'm good with. Like if he has a fantastic career there, assuming he accepts the contract, I even did the persuade to join because he wanted to join, I think this team. He wanted to join somewhere, and I was like, "Mate, like we got to get you out of here." I can't remember if I told. Let's look at Seddon. You're like, wait, there's a lot going on that screen. Yes, there is. Steven Seddon was set for release, my friends, and you'll notice what happens when you get set for release. Your wage demands go from like 56 to 72 grand a week to 8.5 to 10.5. So maybe his agent has had a bit of a wake up call, or maybe he has. And I just thought it was an appropriate way as we are winding up this series. Like, let's get this guy in and see if we can improve him and help him develop his career. He's not going to replace Frame. I think we may have given him a first team contract offer. Yes, of course we did. We'll find a way to use him. We got Champions League and maybe Europa League if we get knocked out. There'll be time for him to play, right? Either way, we're going to get him some minutes because he's really, I mean, it's been quite pathetic, right? The number of appearances he's had. So we're going to give him a run out and give him a chance and see if we can really improve him. And we offered him 8.75K a week to do that. So it's probably too much money. We gave him by the time he joins, it's 3.5 year deal. We won't be around to see the end of that, but I really do hope, this isn't me being snarky, I hope the folks that were like, get Seddon, and like for the longest time I was like, we can't afford him, he wants like a third of our wage budget or a fourth of our wage budget or whatever, like we can't do it. I hope you're pleased. I really do. Now we just got to figure out how we're gonna plug him into the squad. But yeah, we'll play with 2 attacking midfield center players. I don't know. But again, with him coming in, it was time for Gleason to go out because that would be 3 players plus Conway, who we're trying to rotate between attacking midfield and right back. We've also sold Vitaly Molarenko to Ulsan Hyundai which I believe is no, it's Korea. Hyundai, of course. I was thinking the Hyundai or Hyundai, depending on your pronunciation, the Australian league. But we sold him for he was worth like $1 million at the time. We sold him for 575, rising to 875. But like, he just kind of made me mad, to be honest with you. And he was falling apart. So we essentially, right, we picked him up for a half season on a free, and we're selling him. I mean, we paid $1 bajillion in wages, but we're selling him for 575, rising to 875. I thought it was a pretty good deal. I mean, not gonna lie. What can we see the transfer offer? There it is. So it's 575. What is that? 700 grand, pretty much guaranteed. And we are contributing 1.7k, but he's making 16. So like we've cut our wage budget down by like 14 and a half or 15 grand. I think it's overall good business. He came in, he did mostly what we needed him to until that one game that I'm not bitter about. And then because of that, because of that, we signed Wilfredo Mesa from Vitoria de Guimarães, is how you say it. And it's on a transfer of 1.1 million. His contract was coming up, but there were other suitors, and I was like, let's just go freaking buy him. So he's a decent looking left back, would likely encounter problems adapting to a new country at a young age. So we'll have to see, but we really want Neil McClellan to kind of like get all the games. And so it's fine that he's coming in, and if he doesn't work out, we'll sell him. And we got Frankie here holding up the other, like the third spot, like if something happens with this guy. But I thought, it was worth a gamble. Like, he's got really good attributes. He's 19, going to be 20 here just a little bit, but we still have room for him to improve. And so, oh no, that's what it was. He was on loan. He was on loan. His contract actually wasn't up until 2034, so that's why it wasn't. Yeah, we actually had to buy him. So that's what's going on there, my friends. Ooh, I don't think are they ever going to sell him? What do you guys think? I'm not going to do anything with this. Should we try and sell the sell-on clause? He's worth 2.8 million. It's been a long time since I've done this. Your board has negotiated a potential buyout fee for this clause. If you choose this other clause, you'll see 29 grand. I guess we'll just let it ride. If you transfer, that's kind of sad. You'd have to transfer for like 290 grand. He's worth 2.8 million. Fair. Ooh, okay. 3.5 million after another 44 league appearances for Patrick Slavin. And we could get 2.55 million out. I mean, we don't really need the money. That's the only aspect we could sell. That might be worth doing, right? Like, you give up 955k, but you don't have to bank on 44 appearances, right? Like, they could sell him. He's on a rotation. I think we might actually do that. There's a little update. 5 starts and a sub. It's June. I mean, they signed him in February, but that's not enough, man. It's not enough. I mean, I know he's 21, but that's like, there's probably been like 15, 16 games. I guess you could say he's been like a third of them, maybe, plus a FA Cup game that he did extremely well in. This is kind of an update thing, I guess. Gary Hayes Ward's not playing. He's got 3 substitute appearances, 3 goals. You might play him more, but a lot suggests to me. Ricky McPherson is hanging out at Portsmouth. He's got 16 starts on a 6.76. Probably good deal. We got rid. I'm not saying that's all his fault. Paul Russell has got 2 starts and 6 subs in League One. Oh, that's just... no. Who's Scott Wilson? Did Scott Wilson? Okay. Wait. Okay. Interesting. And the last thing I'll show you is we are now back as it should be, the top of the table with 2 games in hand with a 3-point lead. Again, Cork City. This is the part where I go like, yes, like this is working. Like our developing the country and helping out our other teams, right? So as an example, as part of selling Gleason, Cork City is going to get like 600 grand. I think it was Cork City. Wherever he was before, UCD, whatever, is going to get 600 grand. And I feel like Cork City has benefited from being in those continental competitions. And obviously they've loaned like a bunch of players from us and all that kind of stuff. So it's going well, my friends. It was a little nervy there at the beginning. And then, okay, this is what we're more used to, is all the green, my friends. I'm not going to show you all that, but I will show you this. This is crazy. Oh man, I can't find our normal starters. He's got 13 appearances, 9 starts. He's got 11 goals. He does not have a minimum fee release clause. I'm just saying. Doing quite well, my friends. Matthew McElroy he's had an injury, kind of a long one. Dislocated jaw, which was right after, or no, 3 weeks. Maybe it just felt like a long time because we had a bunch of games. So he's just now getting back into, he just actually got his first goal for Northern Ireland. He's up to 7.75 million because we gave him a raise. We offered him a contract. I'm not going to click. I'm sure there's a way to look at the contract. I can't remember right now. And my lunch is waiting for me, so I'm going to move on. But he's been doing all right. I mean, if you look at the goals, right? So we got 19-13 with 5 assists from Paul Frame, like I was saying. Quite good. And this is a guy who looks for the pass rather than attempting to score. We're trying to remove that from his traits. And even with that, he's got 13 goals, which is delicious. Fresnel's coming back at the end of June. He'll be here, so that'll be good. That is going to represent a problem with Whitty. Not sure what to do there. He's played, but not enough. And Sweeney's playing pretty well. 9 and 8. Ooh, that's pretty good, lads. Harry White had a heck of a free kick goal. I'm really wishing he would have like I want to become a coach mate, but that has not shown up yet. So it's going pretty well. It's going pretty well, I think you could say. Daniel Thompson hasn't played as much and is getting a little mad about that, but overall, going really well. We've had Daryl Devine has gotten 13 starts, 10 in the league, playing really well, continuing to develop, 20 years old. Thomas Maloney, he's only got 4 starts and a sub, but he's on a 7-2-2. I don't think he could really complain on a rotation contract. He's played a bunch of the cup stuff, right? Like rest the starters, play the backup rotation players. Nathan Horgan, like I was saying, he's only got 5 substitute appearances on a 6-7-5, but like I do not care. I do not care, my friends. And yes, I need to offer him a contract. We'll probably do that at the end of the year. But like, if you're going to keep developing like that, we're not really playing you to where I have to worry about you wanting a rotation contract because you're on a youngster contract. I'm going to leave you there. The last one who was the other? I feel like we have another center back somewhere. Let's just do this. Oh, Erich is still doing all right. I mean, he's on a 7.39 average rating. Just saying, with the 2.5-star rating. Sean Flynn's doing all right. Devlin has had some people. Leicester was sniffing around. Now it's Crystal Palace. Look at that. Oh, so good. We've been using him kind of in this role. It's like, oh, he's delicious. Delicious. McClellan's coming along. So, and then last but not least, I'll show you Conway, because Conway is now orangish, halfway there on complete wing back. A nice little like third option, second option. Sometimes we put him on the bench instead of Mick Burdett because he can kind of cover 2 roles. Kind of gives us that flexibility. He's going to have more competition now, obviously, at the attacking midfield role. So maybe we play him more here. Mick may have been a bad buy. I think that's what the comment said at the time, is we overpaid, and we probably did. But we kind of had to at the moment. So, I figure if we take our lumps, if we buy a guy for $5 million and he covers what we need covered and we sell him for $2 million or whatever, we've done other sales that have done well, and look at his eyebrows. I just want to point, that's the last, we're going to talk about Mick Burdett's eyebrows to end the episode, my friends. The next time you see it is going to be the Euros, and we're going to do a doubleheader. It's probably going to be a long episode. Buckle up, my friends. Buckle up. Portugal, Belgium. We smashed Kyrgyzstan 4-0. We smashed Croatia 4-0, which is the one I was actually quite happy about. Cassidy with a hat trick in the first half. Parrot's been injured. If you're like, hey, Parrot's not on there, he's with us, but he's been coming off an injury, and he may not honestly get to play much. He had a twisted ankle that he's just not recovered from, and we gave him essentially the full 90 against Norway, and it went from like 44 to 52%, which is obviously not the best in my books. This is our squad, my friends. This is how we roll out against Portugal and Belgium. Yay. We'll see you then. Hit the like button. Bye.